So I have a really nice, quick Traveler's Notebook insert spread for you. So this is in my insert that I use for my floral photos, and we are doing a product swap with Accent Scrapbooking this month. So I have some super cute flair from them. And my plan was to showcase this gorgeous flair and photos and the Rhodia paper, I hope I'm saying that right, that is in this particular insert. This Rhodia paper that's in my insert is gorgeous for scrapbooking on. Oh my word. It's this little like dot grid, so you don't have to, it's not white, so you don't have to like, cover it up with paper. Like you can if you want, but you don't have to. It's so nice, and it's so nice, you guys. This is my favorite. I really love the Tomo River paper too, but I have to say this might have my heart because of those cute, adorable little dots. So what I did was I went through my Coco Vanilla Studio Wild at Heart collection, and I pulled out just the scraps. No big sheets of paper. I pulled out a couple embellishments, and I decided I wanted to try my hand at something very minimal. So for me, this layout is very minimal. I like my paper and my clusters and all of that, but I tried really hard to kind of keep this just so. I pulled a little chipboard word, and you'll notice how I staggered my flair. And the reason that I did that is because when you put flair in Traveler's Notebooks, sometimes they can squish or buckle, but if you do it smartly, and by that I mean if you put a flair on either side of your spread and you stagger them so that there's one at the top of one side and one at the bottom of the other side, it will close nicely and it won't wrinkle the other pages in your book. It will balance it very well. So if you want to use flair in your Traveler's Notebook, that is my tip for you today. Because then when you close the book, it's gapped there on those two pages, but it's evenly gapped. It's not gonna crunch on you. So I have some of this little vellum that I loved, and really this is just a Traveler's Notebook insert of scraps. I pulled a collection that I just love. I love my Coco Vanilla Studio products, you guys. Love them so much. I love them. So I put this gorgeous floral, and I'm adding these little strips across the top and the bottom. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and staple this paper here, because what I'll do then is when I flip the page, I will just glue the next two pages together to give it some stability. Since I have that heavy flair on that side anyway, I figured I could go ahead and do that. So the next piece I'm going to put down on here is this rubber piece, and Coco Vanilla Studio rubber pieces are kind of notorious for melting. So I highly recommend red line tape for rubber pieces. I've used rubber pieces from other places, and I've used just like regular wet glue or whatever, and I haven't had any trouble, but I know that these Coco Vanilla pieces tended to kind of go ahead and melt, so I use the red line tape. And so I am just right now adhering everything down. This layout went super fast. I did adhere my vellum pieces carefully. I kind of knew that I was going to be covering up little bits of the vellum pieces, so I did go ahead and was strategic in my taping of the vellum pieces, because you could see my tape runner ever so slightly beneath it, and while it probably wouldn't bother you, it probably wouldn't bother anyone, it would bother me. So I just was very strategic about putting my tape down. And I had wanted to add staples to this one too, but the back side of this page is, you see there, it's all done, and I didn't want to put staples on it. So we're just going to go ahead and go with this. I did feel like it needed some staples somewhere to balance it though, so you'll see what I'm going to do about that in a minute. Right now I'm just going to adhere the flare, and I'm going to adhere this lovely little chipboard piece. I absolutely love how the right side of this layout came out. I wish I had maybe chosen a smaller photo. But no, I really love the purple too, so it's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add just some enamel dots. These are those gorgeous, gorgeous glittery enamel dots from the Wild at Heart collection. And see, here's where I decide, okay, it's bugging me that there is staples on one side and not on the other. So if you watch my videos often, you know that there are only two places in scrapbooking where I insist that two sides of a spread be balanced or similar in any way, and that is in my traveler's notebook and 2-page pocket spreads. But everything else, nah, it's alright. It doesn't bother me in the least, but for some reason, maybe it's they're in too close proximity to each other, I don't know. Anyway, there's a big ring in my scrapbooks, so you know, like, okay, we've gone to something else. So maybe that's why it doesn't bother me in my scrapbooks, but it bothers me everywhere else. Or in my pocket pages, in my traveler's notebooks. So that is pretty much going to complete this layout. I'm just going to add this little tab off to the side. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to check out Accent Scrapbooking, and if you haven't yet, grab one of these Rhodia inserts from Beth at Scrapping Wonders, because they are so fabulous for scrapbooking in. I just adore them. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye!